My name is Eric Imparato, and I've been asked to give you a little perspective on my faith journey and why I go to Mass and what my relationship with God is. Growing up, I lived in a household where we went to church every single Sunday, followed by, CCD, and I went to church all the way through confirmation. I went to Malden Catholic High School, so I was a good Catholic in many people's minds. And then I had a traumatic event, which my parents got divorced and my father abandoned us. So right about then, I started to think, okay, now I have to do things by myself. I have to take care of myself. I'm going to be self-reliant. So I went through college and I started to fall off from church. From that standpoint, I went around the world, and every time I was in trouble or in despair or lonely, I would pray the rosary, and good things would come from that. So I kept on doing that time to time, and good things happened again. So at some time I believed, okay, well, this is not just coincidence. And I prayed for my wife, and she appeared, and I prayed for children, and they appeared. And so I was so grateful, I wanted to give back. So I started to do that, but each time, what we all do is, over time, we forget about things. Things kind of wear off. So we went to Mass every week, and at times it was really meaningful, and sometimes we were just going through the motions. My career progressed, and then I thought, hey, I'm going to go out on my own. And that was a couple of years ago. And then this year, my business failed. So I was looking for a job, and I started really praying for guidance, going to church and praying for guidance, not just for one thing. And I turned to God, and I realized, hey, maybe it's not something I can do by myself. Maybe it's God's will, and I have to let go of my will. So when I did that, it seemed like a deeper connection with Lord. And I kept doing that. And the more you do it, the more you feel a connection with it. I want to show you this number. This number is the amount of time in a week. Okay? It's finite. You can't make time, although we think it's going to be. So say you want to sleep. There's this number, okay? So if you think about that, I started thinking about that. And all the things that God provides us, we can't give 1 out of 112 hours to God. It's kind of, doesn't sound right? With regards to Mass, I've traveled around the world. And at times I've had decided I was going to go in Amsterdam, go to Mass, right? And the wonderful thing about the Catholic Church is wherever you go, it's the same Mass. It's just in a different language. I was like, wow, this is really important, right? So I didn't even know the language, but I could follow the Mass, right? And so if you haven't been to church for a while, and you don't know how the Mass works, don't worry about it. You're here, you're with God. And I go because, that 1 hour during the week, I can guarantee you it's peaceful. I don't have other things that are going through my mind. Maybe you could take a little time, that 1 hour, and make it a habit. But start with just one. All you have to do is start small. Just come once. And maybe the next time you'll come another. And then you'll come again. And then it becomes a habit. Thank you for listening.